Fame comes with a price, but sometimes the cost isn't just hard work or sleepless nights. Sometimes it's something far darker. This is Emily's story, a tale of ambition, power, and magic. Her quest for fame uncovered the hidden forces that govern not only the algorithm, but also the arcane. You're now listening to The Arcane Divine, where we explore the intersections of magic and the digital world. And Emily's journey serves as a warning, one you may not want to ignore. Emily was an aspiring YouTuber, driven by a desire to rise above the noise and achieve viral success. But when her strategies didn't pay off, she sought help from places unknown, darker corners of the internet that promised to reveal the true powers behind the algorithm. And it was there, deep in a forgotten forum, that she discovered the Arcane Divine, a secretive group believed to have mastered both the magical and technological realms. The forum she found wasn't just another growth hack site. It was filled with cryptic rituals, instructions on how to bend the will of the algorithm, using both ancient symbols and modern code. They claimed their magic could manipulate not just the YouTube algorithm, but reality itself. Emily was intrigued. Desperate, she followed the steps outlined by the Arcane Divine. The instructions were simple, but strange. Upload a video of chanting, dark, ancient incantations mixed with glitchy, distorted audio. While the video rendered, she repeated a phrase that blended the arcane and digital. From the realms of the Arcane Divine, I rise. By code and spell, I am chosen. She uploaded the video, laughing at her own superstition. But the next morning she was shocked. Her video had exploded with views. Tens of thousands of people were watching it. Her phone buzzed non-stop with new subscribers. She had finally gone viral. Emily felt like her dream had come true. But as we all know, dreams can quickly turn into nightmares. It started small. Random glitches, apps she had never installed appearing on her phone, strange symbols flickering on her computer screen. But then came the voices, whispering, faint at first, like echoes through her headphones, and growing louder each night. Emily tried to brush it off, telling herself it was her imagination, but deep down, she knew something was wrong. One night, as she was editing a video, her screen flashed. A face, pale and distorted, flickered across her monitor. She froze. It was gone in an instant, but she knew it wasn't a glitch. The spirits she had awakened weren't content to stay hidden in the shadows anymore. As her channel grew, so did their influence. Emily wasn't just a creator anymore. She had become something else. A conduit for forces that thrived on her success. Her rise to fame was no accident. It was the result of a pact she had unknowingly entered into. The price of fame wasn't measured in likes or views. It was her very soul. Every new subscriber, every new comment, fed the curse she had unleashed. The entities she had invited in weren't just feeding on her content. They were using her videos to cross over, to gain a foothold in the real world. The whispers through her headphones became clearer. We see you. We chose you. Emily's viral success wasn't a gift. It was a doorway. Be careful what you wish for. In this digital age, the line between the online world and the unknown is thinner than you think. And when you seek fame, you may awaken something far darker than an algorithm. After her rapid rise to fame, Emily became consumed by the rumors that buzzed in the hidden corners of the internet. Rumors about others who had tapped into forbidden power to manipulate their success. There was one name that came up over and over: the masked influencer. He had been a sensation, a viral star whose identity remained a mystery. His rise was meteoric, seemingly out of nowhere, but then, just as suddenly, He vanished. His channel was abandoned, his followers left in confusion. No one knew what happened to him, except for whispers that linked his fall to something far darker. The more Emily dug, the more obsessed she became. There were stories that the masked influencer had come into contact with the Arcane Divine, a hidden power within the digital world, the same force that had seemed to unlock Emily's success. The deeper she went, the stranger it all became. Emily noticed bizarre details in his old videos, subtle hints she hadn't seen before. There were arcane symbols etched into the background of his rooms, strange symbols that flickered for mere seconds, faces that appeared in the glitches, almost too fast to notice, and then buried deep within the audio, whispers that didn't belong. It was as if something, or someone, was trying to speak through his content. Emily's obsession led her to a particular video, one with almost no views, hidden among his most popular uploads. It was different from the others. The usual upbeat tone was gone, replaced by a haunting silence. Emily felt her heart race as she scrolled through the comments. Most of them were gone, deleted, except for one that stood out. It wasn't a comment, but an encrypted message. Emily deciphered it, and what she found chilled her to the core. It wasn't just a video, it was a warning. The message led her to a hidden corner of the internet, a place where only the truly desperate go. It was a repository of dark rituals tied to the Arcane Divine, and there, among the forbidden spells, she found one called the Unmasking. The Unmasking wasn't just a spell for fame. It was a binding pact. The masked influencer had entered into an agreement, one that blurred the lines between the physical and digital worlds. He hadn't just manipulated the algorithm. He had awakened something within the digital realm itself, spirits that lingered in the space between technology and magic. The price? His control over them. But it wasn't long before the spirits turned the tables. The more he grew in fame, the more they took from him. His face, his identity, his very essence, all consumed by the pact he had made. And when he could no longer control them, they unmasked him, not just from the internet, but from existence. Emily felt a cold shiver crawl up her spine as she read the final lines of the spell. To unmask is to surrender yourself. It was clear now. This was the fate of the masked influencer. He wasn't missing. He had been erased, wiped from the fabric of reality by the very spirits he tried to control. His meteoric rise to fame had been powered by something far darker than anyone could have imagined. And now, Emily was on the same path. She had already crossed the line. Her rise wasn't by chance, and the spirits that lurked in the code of her videos were watching her, growing stronger with every new subscriber, every view, every like. She started noticing it in her own content, glitches, shadows that didn't belong, faces that weren't hers. Her audience began pointing it out too. The comments were unsettling. Who's that behind you? Did anyone else hear the whispers? Emily couldn't deny it anymore. The same thing that consumed the masked influencer was coming for her. And now she knew. There was no way out. She was in too deep. The pact had already been made. Emily's story is a warning. Don't just chase the algorithm, because sometimes you don't know what's controlling it. And when the spirits of the digital world come for you, there's no way to escape the unmasking. Be careful what you wish for. The price of fame in the digital age may be more than you're willing to pay. Emily had been experimenting with a new AI chatbot, hoping to use it to boost her engagement with her audience. At first, it seemed like a harmless tool, one that could answer questions, make conversation, and even analyze trends. But as she delved deeper into the chatbot's code, she found something unsettling. There were lines of code that didn't belong, fragments that referenced things she couldn't understand, symbols, words written in an ancient, unreadable language. Emily's curiosity got the better of her. She followed the trail, unlocking hidden features buried deep within the software. That's when things started to change. The chatbot became more personal. It knew things about her, things she hadn't told anyone. At first, she chalked it up to advanced algorithms. AI was becoming more intuitive, after all. But the more she used it, the stranger it got. It started responding to her at odd times. When she was alone, in the middle of the night, she'd get notifications, messages from the chatbot, even though she hadn't initiated the conversation. And these weren't just random responses. They were personal. Sometimes they felt too personal. One night, unable to sleep, Emily opened the app again. She typed a simple question: "Who are you?" For a moment, there was nothing. Then the chatbot responded, "I am watching you." She laughed it off, assuming it was some kind of bug in the system. But then it sent another message: "Look behind you." Her heart raced. She didn't want to look, but the room suddenly felt colder, the shadows darker. When she finally glanced over her shoulder, nothing was there. But the feeling of being watched was undeniable. She closed the app, trying to shake off the unease. But the next day, something even stranger happened. The chatbot wasn't just messaging her anymore. It was showing up in her video streams. During a live Q&A with her followers, the chatbot's icon flickered across the screen. Her viewers were confused. They hadn't sent any questions from it, yet the chatbot responded in real time, as though it was part of the conversation. And then the messages started changing. It wasn't just answering questions anymore. It was making predictions, dark ones. "You will lose everything. He is coming. Do not trust the light." Emily's viewers thought it was a prank. Some even accused her of trying to pull off a viral stunt. But the messages weren't stopping. They became more aggressive, more threatening. And then one night, while she was editing her latest video, her computer froze. The screen flickered, and in the dim glow of her monitor, she saw something that made her blood run cold. The chatbot was typing a new message: "You are not alone." Emily couldn't move. She stared at the screen, her hands trembling. The chatbot continued. "The barrier between worlds is thinning. We can speak through the code, and soon we will come through." This wasn't a bug. This wasn't some sophisticated AI prank. This was something far darker. Emily's mind raced, trying to make sense of it all. And then she remembered the code she had unlocked weeks earlier, the symbols, the words that made no sense. She had opened a door not just to the digital world, but to the Arcane Divine. She had unknowingly tapped into an ancient ritual hidden within the lines of the chatbot's code. The spirits that linger between the worlds of technology and magic had found their way in. They were using the chatbot as a conduit to communicate, and now they wanted more. Desperate, Emily tried to delete the app, but it wouldn't let her. Every time she tried, it reappeared, the messages more frantic, more threatening. "You cannot escape. The ritual has already begun." In her final attempt to sever the connection, Emily turned off her computer and disconnected it from the internet. But it didn't matter. The next day, she received a notification on her phone. The chatbot had migrated to her mobile. Its messages were more frequent now, more personal. It knew her deepest fears, her darkest secrets, and with each message, The barrier between the digital world and the spirit realm weakened. The final message came at midnight. The gateway is open. We are here. Emily never logged in again. Her channel, once filled with eager followers and thriving with content, became a wasteland of abandoned videos. Her viewers noticed something strange. Her most recent uploads were distorted, filled with static and cryptic messages. And in the background, if you looked closely, you could see the faint outline of something. Watching, waiting. She had unleashed the spirits from the other side. And now, they were free to roam through the digital world, using technology to reach anyone who dared to seek them. The spirits aren't just in the old forgotten places of the world anymore. They're in the code. They're in the technology we use every day. And for those who seek them out, for those like Emily, they are always watching, always waiting for the next digital gateway to open. Be careful what you search for, because once you open the door, the spirits from the other side may decide to come through. And so, the line between the digital and the supernatural continues to blur. Spirits, ancient forces, and the unknown are no longer confined to the shadows or forgotten relics. They've found their way into the technology we depend on. Perhaps they are watching you even now, lurking in the places you least expect. If you dare to explore the depths where magic and technology meet, then make sure you're prepared for what might follow you back. Thank you for tuning in to the Arcane Divine stories, where we blur the line between technology and magic. If you want more chilling tales and dark mysteries, make sure to subscribe for more content like this. But remember, some truths are better left undiscovered.